Hey YouTube, what goes on? Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures, bringing you another action figure top 10 countdown of 2022. Tonight we're talking about G.I. Joe Classified series. I was so pumped about G.I. Joe this year. So many great offerings, but here's the thing, I am not a completionist. Early on I thought I might try to be, and as I started to pour out and I started looking at all the other things that I collect, I couldn't do it. I could not be a completionist. So not every single figure is in my collection for 2022. I might have passed on them just due to me liking it or not liking it. I might have passed on it because I couldn't find it due to availability. Although I will add, availability much better this year than previous years. But I really started to just pick up the ones that really clicked that nostalgia button for me, or that I just really wanted in my collection. So in my top 10 list, I'm only going to be including figures that I purchased this year. No figures that I didn't buy. Let me know down in the comments what your top 10 list is going to look like for G.I. Joe Classified for 2022. Also, I didn't include figures that might have come out right at the end of last year that I never got, that were like right down to the deadline. So some figures were pushed into 2022. So again, those are kind of the ground rules for how this is going to go. We're going to start with honorable mentions, work our way up from 10 up to 1. I'll give you my thoughts on each figure, and then you let me know down in the comments what you think. All right, let's take a look at the honorable mentions for G.I. Joe Classified Top 10 2022.
Coming in at our first honorable mention for G.I. Joe Classified in 2022 is the SDCC exclusive Dr. Mindbender. Here is the thing, I just cannot get myself to compare these huge exclusives to regular released figures. It's a line for everybody. There are rules that people have to have in their collections and their countdown lists. We all view our rules differently. This is one of mine. So I definitely wanted to mention this honorable mention. The accessories were freaking awesome for this thing. I have them packed away right now, but lots of cool accessories. The figure itself is pretty great. I kind of wish they would have put the Cobra logo on the back of the cape. I know there was some issue with the paint rub on the shoulder from the cape, from the dye, but overall, really glad to have gotten this guy this year in 2022. He's one of the Cobra figures I really wanted to be released in Classified, and I can't help but think, but down the road, we'll probably get this on a retro card or something else possibly in 2023. So first honorable mention goes to the G.I. Joe Classified SDCC exclusive Dr. Mindbender. Also coming in honorable mention is the absolutely bananas, frigging insanely cool G.I. Joe Classified Serpentor and Air Chariot from the HasCon exclusive. This thing is just incredible. I wanted this figure from day one when they announced the 6-inch figure line. They killed it. Multiple head sculpts to allow for more articulation. The cape looks freaking cool. Multiple accessories for weapons. Obviously the different snakes. We get the Cobra staff. Sure, there's things they could have done better with this. The staff could have had some more paint on it. But overall, I absolutely love this thing. That's why I just could not put it in my top 10. It's just not fair to compare this to other single release G.I. Joe Classified 6-inch figures because of the abundance of accessories and obviously the vehicle that it came with. It did seem rather expensive before I got it. Once I got it in hand, absolutely worth what I paid. I think it was around 90 bucks, something like that with shipping. But this thing is a work of freaking art. Absolutely love it. The one down thing I will say is that it came in very tight. The joints were super tight. They still are. I heated them up using a hair dryer. They kind of resumed their tightness over time. I'm not going to be posing them a whole lot other than having him on the Air Chariot, but I know other collectors did have that same problem. So let me know in the comments, was your Serpentor extra tight? I know some reviewers said theirs were as well, but overall, honorable mention, love this thing. G.I. Joe Classified, Serpentor and Air Chariot. And our final honorable mention is going to be the G.I. Joe Classified Kamakura action figure. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. This should be top 10 eligible. Here's the problem. I felt this was very overpriced. I believe it was like $31 retail. I managed to get it on Amazon on a sale, so I really do love this figure a lot. The tattoos came out great. There are a lot of accessories, which almost makes me want to say that it justifies being considered a regular release figure, but the price point just said otherwise. So I had a lot of fun with this guy. I did review him over on Instagram as a kind of quick review and unboxing. Multiple heads. It came with a hood. All sorts of just fun accessories. Obviously the gun. I have no background with this figure either. I guess he's more of a comic book character than he is from the cartoon, which I'm more well-versed in from being a kid watching that. But overall, really like this guy. Wanted to mention him as an honorable mention as he did make it into my collection, and he's a really great figure. I just felt that the price is a little bit high. But our final honorable mention, G.I. Joe Classified Kamakura action figure. And just like that, we're into our top 10. Coming at number 10 are the G.I. Joe Classified Python Patrol, Bat, and Viper. Okay, I know I'm already cheating by putting two figures in one slot, okay? They are repaints. They are Target exclusives. Dare I say it, all you classified collectors. If you're like me, you remember running around trying to find the originals of these on New Year's Day, which was not easy when they first came out. I will add that these are much more attainable. I've seen these in all my local Targets, as many as 10 per store sometimes. I just have a real fondness for these figures. I remember having them as a kid. Specifically, I remember just the pattern right here. I think it's the Trooper that I remember the most, which is coming out, I guess, in 2023. But definitely like these guys. They're further in the list because they are repaints. I'm not going to army build these. I thought about it, and I can't do it. I've got to get away from army building. All the army builders, right? But these are really cool looking. I like the red on the bat. Obviously, all those great bat accessories on that figure that came along with the original release. So number 10, the G.I. Joe Classified Python Patrol, Bat, and Viper. And coming in at number 9 on the G.I. Joe Classified countdown for 2022 are the Blue Ninja Amazon exclusive figures. Again, I know, I cheat. It's what I do. These were a 2-pack on Amazon. They definitely dropped in price multiple times through the holiday season. I did get them at full price early on. Again, I don't have all the accessories here. They do have the alternate heads. These are great. Even though they're repaints, this is essentially a repaint of the classified Red Ninja, just with the alternate head. A lot of the same weapons, although they are painted differently, or different molded plastic at least. I believe this was the Akiko figure that they reused here from the Snake Eyes subline. Overall, I love me some ninjas. If you watch this channel, you know I have a absolute plethora of ninjas in my collection, so I really like these enough that I almost ordered a second box of them, but I held up and I stayed firm, trying to limit that army building, which is one of my goals for 2022. So these are great, tons of accessories. I love the articulation on these things, and who doesn't want ninjas to fight on your shelf, right? So coming at number 9, the G.I. Joe Classified Amazon exclusive Blue Ninja 2-pack. Coming in at number 8 on our top 10 countdown of 2022 for G.I. Joe Classified is the G.I. Joe Classified Alley Viper. Here's the thing, okay? A lot of people managed to get this in 2021, made it part of their 2021 top 10 list. I didn't get it until right after, or right near the deadline of 2021. It was so close. I think I might have had it in hand that I could have included it. But I decided to push it off into 2022 as it was not available due to all the different supply chain issues, so on and so forth, that we experienced. So I really feel like this figure is a victim of circumstance. I was really high on this at the beginning, and over the year, just a lot of other good stuff came out that I originally thought this would be in my top 5. And it's just dropped further down. So again, I like it. It's a great army builder. It definitely pops on the shelf with the bright orange and the blues. Great accessories packed in here. Another good example of how Hasbro course corrected and started including more accessories since they don't have a licensing fee that allows them to actually give us more with these. But overall, I still like it. I ended up not even really opening many. I think I have 4. I only opened 1. But I did enjoy it. I'm glad it's my collection. So sitting here at number 8 is a G.I. Joe Classified Alley Viper. Coming in at number 7 overall in our countdown is the G.I. Joe Classified Spirit Iron Knife with Freedom. This thing is great. This is where the list started getting a lot harder. I didn't expect to like this figure as much as I do. I love that he comes with Freedom. If you're like me, you remember being a kid and getting those G.I. Joes with the actual animals, which we might talk more about later on. I love this thing. It's just great. It looks great. Great weapons. Accessories are on point. You can put Freedom either on the backpack or on his arm. Spirit Iron Knife himself came out great. I love the logo right there on the shoulder. The head sculpt is fantastic. Just the overall look of this thing is awesome. This really just jumps on the shelf and, really brings your eyes to it with having Freedom on the back of the backpack. Also Freedom having the availability to actually articulate the wings, or actually having wear the folded wings if you want to cut down on space on the shelf was freaking awesome. I have him posed just like this on my shelf. Really enjoy this guy a lot. So number 7, G.I. Joe Classified Spirit Iron Knife with Freedom. And coming in at number 6 on our overall top 10 countdown for G.I. Joe Classified of 2022 are the Crimson Twins, Zaymot and Tomax. And again, I get it. It's a bit of a cheat, but I think it's an acceptable cheat, being that they are essentially the exact same figure, just with having the paint apps basically on different sides of one another. Again, I say this a lot, but Two of the figures I really wanted early on. So many of the figures we got this year, which more we'll talk about shortly, are figures I instantly thought about wanting. These are two of them. I really do think that they screwed up not making this a 2-pack. Hopefully nobody struggled to find these in stores to get one of each. I know you could order them online. That's kind of the one way around it. They were plentiful. You can get them on Amazon. I think the price dropped a little bit on Amazon during the holiday season, but I really like them. The paint apps are cool. I just like overall the accessories, a little bit lacking, but I'm not quite sure what else they can give us besides what they already have. But coming in here at number 6 are the brothers Zaymont and Tomax, the Crimson Twins. And coming in at our first of our top 5 at number 5 is Crocmaster. This thing's freaking cool. I really want to get a second one so I can have them having both crocodiles like they have them depicted as in the artwork on the packaging. This was a deluxe release. I know what you're thinking. Maybe you're thinking, hey, this should not be eligible in your top 10 since other figures that were deluxes were not. I made the call. So this thing is awesome. I'm actually shocked I enjoy Crocmaster as much as I do. Very distinct look. Has that kind of Bane from Batman look. Love the Cobra insignia. The eye on the belt buckle was great. Lots of great accessories with this guy. Got the whip, got the gun, the tank on the back. But this was the reason we all wanted this, right? Frickin' Fiona. This could be a top 5 figure by itself right here. It's so cool. The articulation. If you want to see me move it around, I did review it earlier in the year. It came in right on the 4th of frickin' July, which is incredible. Pumped that review out on 4th of July weekend. But love this guy at number 5. Love getting our animals with our G.I. Joe Classified figures. So number 5 of the G.I. Joe Classified 2022 Top 10 Countdown is Crocmaster and Fiona Deluxe Pack. Coming in at number 4 overall in our top 10 G.I. Joe Classified of 2022 list is the G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Guard. This thing is absolutely exquisite. The red and the silver look so great together. It just has a look to it that no other classified figure currently has right now. I did get this on Amazon for retail price. I saw it at RetroCon for $45 in the summer. Almost bought it, somewhat regretted it. But here I am, luckily getting it in hand relatively early anyway. They did have a case of these at VR Hobbies. Check them out online. It's my favorite local toy store in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They have a brick and mortar, also an online store. I went to the brick and mortar. They had a bunch of these there. I was going to get a bunch. I was going to army build, and I fought the temptation because I know we're getting the Walmart exclusive retro card with the silver mask. I think it's an exclusive. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But this figure is great. All the accessories, the backpack, the sheath, the sword itself, the gun, the bayonet. It's great. It shows what Classified can do. And now they're really getting revved up, and now the distribution's gotten better. So coming in at number 4 on our G.I. Joe Classified Top 22 list is our G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Guard. We've ascended to the top 3 G.I. Joe Classifieds of 2022 here on the countdown, and it is friggin' Storm Shadow. Love this guy. Freaking just figure is amazing. Love all the accessories. Love all the storage for the accessories. Love how he moves around. Love how clean and just crisp he looks. Again, I think a bit of a victim of circumstance, as there is a retro carded figure coming of him, which I think looks slightly better. I think there's more wash or something, or more paint application on that one. I'm happy with this thing. It looks great. Kind of wish you might have gotten some tattoos on the arms. I'm sure that's coming down the road as well. When I got this thing, I thought for sure it'd be my top 10 overall at the number 1 spot. Over time, they just did such a great job this year in the G.I. Joe Classified line that it got kind of knocked down to number 3. Also, Toy Bro, love his reviews, made the comment you can actually army build these and use a little bit of an acetone, I'm probably saying it wrong, a chemical to take off that logo to get a standard white ninja. I thought about it, and again, I stopped myself. I really said in 2022, I try to cut back on my army building, but this figure is awesome. Just the way it moves, the way it looks on the shelf. You can fudge it in again with other lines. Really, really love this release in 2022. So although we got a lot of great stuff since, it still found its way to number 3 on our top 10 countdown of G.I. Joe Classifieds. Here he is, Storm Shadow. Let's see who came in at number 2 overall on my list. Coming in at number 2 overall on our top 10 G.I. Joe Classifieds of 2022 list is the Sarge himself, Sergeant Slaughter. Love this thing. I got super lucky. I think I pre-ordered it. It might have been at Dorkside Toys, which, by the way, RIP to Dorkside Toys. Let me know in the comments what you thought of them. They always treated me well. I'm going to miss them. But got this there, I believe. Such a great figure. He's huge. Just like he should be from the cartoon. He's jacked, great articulation. I love the accessories. The glasses and the hat are great. Whistle came out good. So many hands with this guy, pointing fingers, all sorts of things. Again, definitely justified the price point on this figure. I do have my Bobby Valaverse Action Force Sergeant Slaughters as well. I got the version 2 actually signed by Sergeant Slaughter in 2022 at a wrestling convention in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, which honestly is one of my favorite memories of 2022. Shared with my good buddy Six Packs and Knickknacks. Got to talk to Sarge, did a brief interview. It's here on the channel if you want to check it out. It was a lot of fun getting to meet Sarge and getting them to autograph my Action Force. But Hasbro came out, they gave us their release. It's much more of a cartoonish release, much more of a superhero release than the Valaverse, which I love them both, but this just fitting in on the classified shelf looks frigging amazing. You can have him fighting against Serpentor. Hopefully we get a Nemesis Enforcer down the road from the movie as well for him to fight, but this thing is great. Easily a top 10 candidate, coming in at number 2, just shy of number 1 in our G.I. Joe Classified Top 2022 list. Our top 10, and that number 2 is Sergeant Slaughter. Let's see who came in at number 1 on our list for 2022. And coming in at number 1 overall on our top 10 countdown of G.I. Joe Classifieds for 2022, if you hadn't figured it out already, is the Bat. This thing is as advertised. Just like the Alley Viper, it just started creeping out to people's hands at the end of 2021. Again, I think I might have gotten it like right around when I started doing my top 10 list. So I pushed this into 2022. It's awesome. Just so many good things to say about this figure. First of all, with it being an army builder, just so many ways to pose it. All the different weapons that do connect into the hands. You do get the multiple heads, which are damaged and undamaged. You get the chest plate. You get all the circuitry under the chest plate. This might quite possibly be the best army builder ever made for any line at a 6-inch scale, because there's just so many ways to pose this thing, and you could literally go ham and buy as many of these as you want, because you could just customize them and make them look so differently. I know a lot of people out there in the customs community came up and made the little fiberglass or see-through plates for the chest. So again, just the things you can do with these were absolutely amazing. I did go crazy. I think I have 8 of these total. That's where I started pumping the brakes, the through line, the entire video, telling you I'm trying to cut back on my army building. After all those bats, I said I got to start taking it easy. But the black and the yellow just jumps off the shelf at you. The silver looks great. They killed it with this release. They absolutely killed it. Whether you have Sergeant Slaughter beating these things up, Roadblock smashing them around, or you just want to pose them all with Cobra Commander, absolutely nailed it with this release. So my number 1 overall G.I. Joe Classified of 2022 is the Bat.
All right, everybody, and that is our list. Those are our top 10 G.I. Joe Classifieds of 2022 with honorable mentions. Let me know in the comments, what are your top 10 G.I. Joe Classifieds? Let me know about how I navigated the entire idea of not wanting to compare the Serpentor, the Dr. Mindbender, and so on and so forth to single release figures. I know we all have different rules, different ways of doing this, and that's the fun part, right? I love watching people's end of the year top 10s for all different lines. By the way, hit that bell for notifications, as we will be posting more top 10 action figure of 2022 lists this year. We have Marvel Legends coming, Marvel Legends BAF/Deluxe top 10 coming, AW Wrestlers overall top 10. Time of year is to make top 10 videos. I love doing it. I love watching other people. I love people letting me know what they think of my list. So again, comment down below. But had a great year in G.I. Joe Classified, an even better year ahead in 2023, as we've seen so many great releases already slowly starting to creep into collectors' hands. So it's going to be a crazy 2023, but I had an amazing 2022. Thank you everybody so much for watching and interacting, whether it's on Live 705, our weekly live stream, whether it's in the comments of my Toy Hunt videos, whether it's watching my reviews. I had a great year. I really enjoyed making the content and interacting with all of you out there in our great toy community. So if you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, doesn't cost you anything, helps us grow the channel tremendously. Hit that bell for notifications, though YouTube actually will tell you when we post new content on the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and for daily toy content and daily toy updates, check us over Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're doing toy hunting this week, please try to recall the 3 P's of the toy hunt. Patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy. I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.